Hey everybody, welcome to Real United States. And as you see in the title, I have developed a horrible giant tumor.
It's not a tumor.
All right, technically it's not a tumor. It's a granuloma, which is a collection of cells from the immune system. They're called histocytes, for those that care about that sort of technical thing. And it's a granular growth that develops around an infection. So if you saw the episode here a couple of weeks ago, I think it was, that I had a scratch on my wrist that had gotten infected, and I had gone to the doctor, and she'd given me antibiotics. And in fact, that did clear up the inflammation. However, the problem is that the body wasn't able to get rid of the infection. So the immune system sent in all these histocytes, and it built up around them to isolate it from the rest of the body. So now I have this collection of cells, this cyst, this growth, on my wrist. I went back to the doctor, and yep, that's what it is. So you got to go to a dermatologist and have that thing excised. And for those of you that aren't, English isn't your first language, excised means to cut out. So I called this morning, made an appointment. I will be going to have this excised a week from today, and it's not life-threatening, folks. It's really not a big deal. It's disconcerting, it's unpleasant, but it's not painful. So anyway, it's just an update about the bandage on my wrist. I am getting medical attention, and we are going through the proper steps to have it removed. But it's going to take longer than originally anticipated. So if you continue to see that over the next several weeks, hey, sorry about that. So this also explains why largely there hasn't been a great deal of content this week. I just haven't been feeling terribly well. The antibiotics kind of kicked my butt, and I just haven't been feeling well. So we haven't been getting out in the field. The weather hasn't been cooperating. We've been getting a lot of rain and overcast the last few days. So it's been death by a million paper cuts. But we're still alive, and we're still trying. We're going to be producing some new content, hopefully here in the very near future. So anyway, that's enough about that. Today is the 29th of September. It is National Coffee Day here in the United States, which is loosely related to International Coffee Day, established by the International Coffee Organization in the early 60s. Well, the early 60s is when the International Coffee Organization was established. But here a few years ago, they established the International Coffee Day, and many countries have a National Coffee Day, including here in the United States, which ours is on the 29th. International Coffee Day is on October 1st, just 2 days later. So, but a lot of countries celebrate it today for some reason. I'm not exactly certain why the difference, but the vast majority of countries that do have a National Coffee Day have it on September 29th. A lot of it, when it started from the International Coffee Organization, had to do with the promotion and growth of the coffee industry, of course, and with the promotion of free trade coffee, or fair trade coffee, which has a lot of nuances. One, of course, which is to fight child labor, and to try and maintain fair and even business practices between growers and consumers, and nations that produce and nations that purchase or import coffee and coffee products. So that is, at least in part, the foundations or the beginnings of the reason for International Coffee Day and whence National Coffee Day. So a lot of places offer free coffee on this day and things like that. Promotions, of course, loss leaders to get you to come in and, purchase other things within their establishment. But kind of a nice thing. Certainly here in the United States, big coffee drinkers. And despite our largely English roots and our separation from England in our war for independence, we are not really big tea drinkers. We are largely coffee drinkers. So I didn't see a lot of activity on the television or radio or news about it. I do know that some places are offering free coffee. Doesn't seem to be a wildly celebrated holiday. But certainly something that I appreciate. If you saw the episode on the Cuban coffee, that the Cuban style coffee that I order and come in, and in fact I just got another 24 blocks of that delivered through the UPS the other day, so we're good to go for another 5 months. Anyway, happy National Coffee Day to everybody who celebrates it on this day. I hope you're having a cup and enjoying it, however you choose to have it, whether it's just plain or with condiments. I hope you're enjoying a nice hot coffee today. And that is pretty much all I came to tell you about today. I just wanted to give you an update on the rest and wish you a happy National Coffee Day. So thanks a lot for joining us. If you got questions or comments, hey, leave in the comment section below. Just drop down there and say hi. We're always glad to hear from everybody. If you haven't already and you're new to the channel, please pick subscribe and come along for the adventure. A lot of the episodes are more interesting than this one. And as always, thank you for watching.